For weeks, the Korean entertainment world has been trembling under the weight of a rumor that refuses to fade. A rumor that started as nothing more than a faint whisper buried deep inside a niche online community. It was the kind of place only the most devoted fans would ever bother to explore. A corner of the internet where patterns are dissected, shadows are analyzed, and no detail is ever considered too small. But from that tiny spark grew a wildfire. The whisper became a murmur. The murmur grew into heated arguments across X, then transformed into sprawling theories on Weverse, endless reaction videos on YouTube, and eventually headlines on global media outlets. And the rumor itself is outrageous, unbelievable, yet strangely, dangerously plausible. Park Jimin and Jungkook are rumored to have secretly filmed Are You Sure? Season 2 together. Not planned. Not discussed. But fully shot. In silence while the world thought they were living separate schedules. The first crack in the facade appeared in what seemed like an innocent post from Jimin. A Tokyo hotel room. Dim warm lighting, a cup of tea resting on a wooden table, the glittering night skyline sprawling beneath the window. Nothing suspicious for the average viewer. But longtime Jikook watchers know better than to ignore déjà vu. Something about the photo felt familiar. The curtain pattern, the shape of the lamp's shadow, even the arrangement of the furniture. Within minutes, a fan unearthed an old photo Jungkook had once posted from Tokyo. The similarities were not mild. They were uncanny. And like every Jikook breadcrumb through the years, coincidence was a word fans refused to accept at face value. Then, as if perfectly timed, Jungkook posted a picture from a cozy café. Soft lighting, warm wooden interiors, the exact vibe of one of the Are You Sure? Season 1 filming locations. Fans froze. Why were their posts suddenly mirroring places from their shared past? Why were the colors, textures, and aesthetics syncing so perfectly? And then came the questions, multiplying like sparks in dry grass. Why were their travel timelines overlapping so neatly? Why did Jimin appear in the same cities Jungkook slipped away to? Why did Big Hit staff respond to direct questions with stiff, rehearsed statements? Suspicion escalated dramatically when an editor who had previously worked on several HYB documentaries uploaded a cryptic blog post. They described editing hours of footage featuring two idols traveling overseas. Footage so intimate that parts had to be removed for being too personal, too genuine, and not meant for public broadcast. There were moments where the idols laughed freely, unaware the camera was rolling. Moments where they called each other casually during breaks. Moments where they fell asleep with their heads leaning together on long rides. No names were mentioned, but every detail pointed toward one pairing the fandom has analyzed for nearly a decade. Jimin and Jungkook. From that moment onward, fans turned into unstoppable detectives. They noticed Jimin changed his hairstyle twice in 1 week despite having no official schedule. Jungkook wore a hoodie identical to one Jimin had only shown briefly in a vanished Instagram story. During a Jungkook live, a soft sound, a tiny laugh lasting less than a second, made thousands of fans sit up and whisper, "That's Jimin." Big Hit's silence only amplified the rumor. "There is nothing we can confirm at this time," they repeated. And those who understand the industry know exactly what that means. Then came the leak that changed everything. A production insider claimed Jimin and Jungkook had quietly traveled to Bali earlier this month. They reportedly used alternate identities, flew separately, and worked with a small, discreet crew to avoid detection. They allegedly filmed healing-themed scenes, cooking together, late-night conversations, sunrise walks on the beach, morning routines, workouts by the ocean, and quiet moments under the moonlight. It didn't sound like just another travel show. It sounded like Are You Sure? But deeper, softer, far more intimate than Season 1. According to the insider, their chemistry was impossible to miss. They teased each other like old lovers, argued over small things only to laugh seconds later, shared food without hesitation, and even filmed scenes wrapped together in the same oversized hoodie when the evening breeze became too cold. These were not the behaviors of coworkers. These were the habits of two people deeply comfortable with one another. Strangely, the most shocking part wasn't the content. It was how perfectly hidden it all was. No fan photos. No airport leaks. No staff accounts. It was as if the entire trip had been erased from reality. Speculation reached a boiling point when a HYB producer accidentally posted a sunrise photo from a beachfront villa, then deleted it seconds later. But fans had already captured it. When zoomed in, two silhouettes appeared faintly reflected in the glass. One tall, one shorter. One built like Jungkook, one with blonde hair like Jimin. After that, the theory felt less like speculation and more like truth waiting for confirmation. Every live broadcast Jimin and Jungkook made afterward felt suspicious. Jimin smiled softly and said, "I'm working on something that makes me very happy." Fans immediately called it his Jikook smile. Jungkook said, "There's something I want you to wait for. You'll be surprised." Surprised by what? Solo? A collaboration? Or a secret season filmed in the shadows? Piece by piece, the timeline formed a clean, undeniable shape. Overlapping travels. Matching posts. Perfectly synchronized silences. Every clue aligning too neatly to ignore. To many, only one conclusion remains possible. Are you sure? Season 2 is real. Completed. And quietly sitting in post-production. HYB may be waiting for a strategic moment, perhaps after military schedules settle or album cycles shift, before announcing it to the world. If the rumors prove true, Season 2 would be more than entertainment. It would be a cultural earthquake. Jimin and Jungkook's dynamic is not something that can be replicated. It is a decade of shared history, a tapestry woven from affection, rivalry, quiet care, and an unspoken connection too deep to define. Another season would place that connection under a spotlight brighter than ever before. But beyond the show itself, one truth would stand out above all. If they did film this secretly, it speaks of trust. The kind of trust forged through years of knowing someone not as a colleague but as a constant. It suggests intention. A desire to create something meaningful just between the two of them before the world gets a glimpse. For now, all anyone can do is wait. But one thing is certain. If Are You Sure? Season 2 is real, the world is not ready. It won't simply be a continuation. It will be a revelation. A new chapter in the Jikook story that fans have followed breathlessly, heartbeat by heartbeat, year after year. And if this season truly exists, one truth becomes clear. It isn't Jimin and Jungkook who must prepare for the world. It is the world that must prepare for them. Because they have been ready together for a very long time.